Thank you for joining me here this afternoon. The time is currently 2:42 p.m. and you have a live look at a severe thunderstorm currently impacting the DFW Metroplex. This severe thunderstorm is capable of producing half-inch in diameter hail and 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts as it heads towards Crandall and Rosser, Texas. If you are included in this severe thunderstorm warning, make sure that you are moving indoors and away from windows immediately. This is not the big event that we're going to be talking about today, however, as we are expecting a major severe weather outbreak to unfold across portions of Oklahoma, Texas, and Kansas later into this evening, where we are expecting numerous damaging wind gust reports of 70 to 80 miles per hour, large hail potentially up to apple size, and maybe even a couple of isolated tornadoes. You can already see some of those storms that are going to be doing that kind of activity out here in portions of eastern Colorado, but whenever they really move in here to parts of Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas, they're going to be able to take advantage of that super favorable tornado environment here and potentially become tornadic very quickly, and again, also bring the big threats for some damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour and large hail up to apple size. I would not rule out seeing something like we did last night down in Lubbock, where we have almost a derecho-like event unfold. I think it's a real possibility that we get something like that, but we're just going to have to wait and see. So if you guys are just now tuning in, please be sure to like and subscribe. This is going to be live severe weather coverage here for June 1st, 2024. Hello, Board Nest Gaming. You're traveling. Gotcha. But yeah, right now the only severe thunderstorm warning that we have is, again, down here in the DFW Metroplex. This is for portions of southeastern Dallas County, as well as portions of northeastern Ellis and southwestern Kaufman counties. So, again, this is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing half-dollar-sized hail and damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. This includes areas along Interstate 45 and between Ennis and Wilmer. So, if you're in this area, make sure that, again, you are moving indoors and away from windows immediately. Hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. For your protection, stay inside a sturdy structure and keep away from windows. So again, this is heading towards Rosser and Crandall. This just went through areas like Ferris and Wilmer here. So again, if you're in this area, you need to make sure that you're moving indoors and away from windows as quickly as possible, as this is going to be a pretty big problem here for, once again, people at this point, mostly in western Kaufman County here, and then also portions of northern Ennis County, or Ellis County. So, again, that's what we're dealing with right now, but again, we are expecting a much more significant severe weather event to unfold out here in the plains later today. We do also have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for portions of southeast Texas and southwestern Louisiana, but at this point, the severe threats really died out down here. At this point, we're just talking about strong thunderstorms. I wouldn't rule out an isolated severe thunderstorm, but at this point, again, we're talking about mainly just strong storms like the one heading for North Cleveland. Hello, Cyanimates. But yeah, the one heading for North Cleveland, and then we also have one heading for Beaumont. Both of these are pretty intense, but again, not severe quite yet. I do think that actually the new SPC update just came out as of 2:46 p.m., so let's kind of check that out. Yes, it did. This came out about 8 minutes ago, so I'm going to go ahead and bring this up on your screen here. So we can kind of talk about what's going on. So, again, enhanced risk of severe weather today for portions of Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. We have a slight risk for parts of Louisiana. SPC update. I always forget to mute myself. We have a slight risk of severe weather for portions of Louisiana, Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Kansas, Colorado, and Nebraska. And we have a marginal risk of severe weather for portions of Wyoming, South Dakota, Nebraska, Colorado, New Mexico, Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Tennessee, and Kentucky. And then you also notice we do have a small marginal risk out here for portions of Utah around the Salt Lake City area, okay? So let's kind of break down the threats for today. So we have 4 green shaded areas. If you're in any of those green shaded areas, you have a 2% chance to see a tornado in your town today. This includes areas like McCook, Nebraska, Colby, Kansas, Garden City, Kansas, Liberal, Kansas. It includes areas like Fort Stockton, Texas. It includes areas like Houston, Texas. It includes areas like Jackson, Mississippi. So again, those are 4 separate risks there across portions. I always try to say parts and portions in the same word. I say portions, but portions of Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Kansas, Colorado, and Nebraska. Again, that's where our tornado threat lies for today. Damaging wind threat. this is where it gets kind of serious. In that red shaded area there, for areas like Liberal, Garden City, Woodward, you have a 30% chance to see damaging winds of 60 miles per hour or higher in your town, and at least a 10% chance to see damaging winds of 75 miles per hour or higher in your town, which again, we are talking about hurricane force winds up to 80 miles per hour possible today across a small section of southwest Kansas, northwest Oklahoma, and northwest Texas here. The hail threat for today, all right, if you're in either of those black shaded areas, that is a hatched risk for hail, okay? So pretty big threat for today. Again, an enhanced risk of severe weather is in place. So if you're not aware, that is a 3 out of 5 on the Storm Prediction Center's severe weather scale. The slight risk, that's a 2 out of 5, and then the marginal risk, that's a 1 out of 5. If we were to have gotten an upgrade at the new update, it would have gone to a moderate risk, which is a 4 out of 5, but that did not happen. Moderate and high risks are reserved whenever we have historic severe weather outbreaks expected, right? So anyway, you're getting thunderstorms down in Houston. Yes, Houston is getting slammed right now by some thunderstorms here. If we take a look at Dickinson, Texas, this is just off to the southeast of Houston. You can see those storms in the far distance. They're very overcast skies. And I would also like to point out, it is extremely hot and muggy down there. The heat index is almost 100 degrees right now because we have a 100% humidity in Dickinson. We do actually have a wind damage report out of Dallas, more specifically near Irving. This was as of, let's see here, this would have been about an hour, it would have been about, an hour and 51 minutes ago. We have reports out of northwestern Dallas County that wind damage involving trees, metal awning, and fencing around the Irving Police Department, time estimated by radar. So you can kind of see, this is whenever that storm rolled through Irving. It can kind of continue to head off towards the east, towards areas like Garland, and now it's actually all the way out here towards west Tawakoni, Emory, and Grand Saline. It's hot, yeah, I imagine. But again, our only severe thunderstorm in the entire country right now is our one heading for Crandall and Rosser. So again, if you're in this area, make sure that you are moving indoors and away from windows immediately. We do have some mesoscale discussions that I would like to discuss. Anyway, we have some mesoscale discussions to talk about here. The most significant and the most scary one here is for portions of southwestern Texas and southeastern New Mexico here, where severe storm development expected this afternoon with a threat of very large hail, localized severe gusts, and possibly a tornado. Watch issuance is likely. There's a 95% chance of either a severe thunderstorm or a tornado watch being issued in this area within the next 25 minutes, because that mesoscale discussion expires at 3:15 and it is now 2:50. Okay, so take that incredibly serious there. All right. But that's not our only that's actually 2:30 Mountain Time. That's my bad. That's within the next hour and 25 minutes. An hour and 25 minutes. Another pretty concerning mesoscale discussion that we do have in effect is for portions of Colorado, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. There's an 80% chance of a severe thunderstorm or tornado watch being issued here between now and the next hour and 20 minutes or so. The increasing risk of large hail and severe wind gusts exists over portions of, once again, southeast Colorado, southwest Kansas, the Oklahoma and Texas panhandles, and then northeastern New Mexico. So there's that. Let's check up on our severe storm out here in Dallas. For some reason it's not. There we go. Again, this is heading towards Rosser and areas along Highway 34 near Scurry. At 2:39 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a pair of severe thunderstorms continued. One was near Wilmer in Dallas County, and the other was near Ferris in Ellis County. Both were moving east at 35 miles per hour. So, weird wording with this, but they're actually mentioning that these were originally two separate cells. But again, they've kind of merged into one here and warranted a severe thunderstorm warning for portions of the DFW Metroplex. Texas has been hit hard this spring for sure. If you're not aware, last night we had a devastating 90-mile-per-hour MCS rip through Lubbock, Texas. We had multiple reports of damaging winds over 90 miles per hour. There's significant tree, home, and other structural damage out there right now in Lubbock County. Quite a few power outages. It's pretty sad to see. But yeah. we were under severe thunderstorm warning earlier, but it expired. We're under severe thunderstorm watch right now. Also, flood advisory, yes. Downtown Houston will be in a severe thunderstorm watch for the next 3 hours and 8 minutes unless they decide to cancel it early, which they might do because of the lack of severe weather out here. Again, mainly just isolated down to strong thunderstorm activity right now in southeast Texas and southwest Louisiana. Again, at this point, the main area to be concerned about would be up here in the plains while we wait for this severe weather event to unfold. Again, we are going to have somewhat of a severe weather event unfold here across portions of Utah and Nevada, quite possibly over the next several hours, but not expecting anything crazy. It's a marginal risk of severe weather. It's just kind of interesting because you guys don't get severe weather out here almost ever. And this is actually driven by a damaging wind risk on its own, right? So in this area, you have a 5% chance to see wind gusts of 60 miles per hour or higher in your town. Again, that includes areas like Salt Lake City, Wendover, West Wendover, Ogden, Layton, and Logan across parts of Utah and Nevada here. This goes all the way out towards the Nevada-Utah state line there. It's mainly the Beaumont area. Yeah, Beaumont right now is currently getting a strong thunderstorm and some flash flooding, but still no severe weather even in the Beaumont area. And we're going to be live here again tomorrow, guys. We have another enhanced risk of severe weather. This one's for portions of Nebraska and Kansas. I know we got quite a few viewers out here in Nebraska. Tomorrow, you need to be on high alert. O'Neill, Broken Bow, North Platte, Lexington, Kearney, McCook, Grand Island. You guys have a enhanced risk of severe weather tomorrow. That's a 3 out of 5 risk on the severe weather scale from the Storm Prediction Center. So if you're out here tomorrow, make sure to look out for that. This is once again driven by a hatched risk for damaging winds. We are expecting damaging winds up to 70 to 80 miles per hour, and then we also do have a 15% hatched risk for hail, and then a 2% tornado threat. Why am I not hearing anything? The stream is frozen. Is it just me? I don't think the stream is frozen. Does anybody else know? Is the stream frozen? It's not frozen on my end. I think it might be just you. Why a double send? I don't know. By the way, they have condensed this severe thunderstorm warning now. It still includes portions of northeastern Ellis County. This still includes areas like Walnut Springs, Bristol, all the way down towards Sand Lake. It's fine for you? Alright, yeah. Boardness Gaming, I would just recommend refreshing the stream, because it looks like it must be an error on your end. By the way, we did actually have a water spout this morning in Mississippi, and we also had a land spout this morning out in Texas, which is pretty interesting. So, some National Weather Service offices issue tornado warnings for landspouts, others don't. In this particular instance, the National Weather Service did not issue one for the landspout in the Houston area. One of the famous YouTubers you watch lives in the Salt Lake City metro area. So again, last night we had the Great Lubbock Storm. Today, we might have the Great, Dodge City Storm, the Great Woodward Storm, the Great Liberal Storm, the Great Guyman Storm, the Great Ulysses Storm, the Great Garden City Storm. Woodward is actually just along the cusp of the enhanced risk. The northwestern side, the far western portion of Woodward's included in it, but the rest of the city isn't. The downtown area is not. But you might as well treat it like you're included in it. I mean, it literally splits off on your town. Okay, you're like 2 miles outside of the enhanced risk, so you might as well treat it like you're in the enhanced risk, because that scale works on, within 25 miles of any given point, and you're within 25 miles of the enhanced risk. So and we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning now. It's an extension for our storm in northeastern Texas. This is for areas like Gun Barrel City, areas southwest of Kemp, including portions of Highway 274, Highway 34. Again, this is for portions of Ellis, Kaufman, Navarro, and Henderson counties, Texas. That's for the threats of half-dollar-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. If you're in this area, make sure that you are moving indoors and away from windows immediately. What's the temperature of Las Vegas right now? Let's check the exact temperature. I will say, Las Vegas is actually under an excessive heat watch for If we turn on our excessive heat watches, we can see we do have a large swath of excessive heat watches across parts of California, Nevada, and Arizona right now. And Las Vegas is included in that. The actual temperature right now in Las Vegas, let's kind of check things out here. Let's take a look at the NAM. There we go. Right now in Las Vegas, it is about 100 degrees, almost exactly. I know it depends on exactly where you're talking about in Las Vegas, because some spots it's incredibly hot. Like if you're near Lake Las Vegas, if we're talking about that area, it's about 102 degrees. But if you're talking about areas like northern Las Vegas, it's only about 97 degrees. So either way, it is burning hot out here in Las Vegas right now. Very hot conditions, very nasty, unpleasant stuff right now. There are still some, there's a couple of very, very isolated tippity tops of the mountains in the United States that are still managing to hold on to their freezing temperatures. We can see right now it's about 27 to 28 degrees near Liberty Cap, Washington. It's also about 30, no, that's not even below freezing. There's really only a couple of spots. Your stream's fixed, that's good. There's really only a couple of spots in the entirety of the United States that's managing to stay below freezing temperatures right now, and within the next several days, those are going to fade away, as June is not notorious for its major snow events, at least here in the United States, if you're not aware. Yeah, no problem. But anyway, that's the temperature for Las Vegas right now. It's heating up, guys. Especially, not only because obviously we're going into spring, but we're also just kind of in an above average temperature period right now for a good chunk of the United States, and by the time it's over, it's really going to be spring, you know. But if we bring up the Climate Prediction Center's outlook here, the 6 to 10 day outlook for June 7th to June 11th, this is for the second week of June here, we can see that we have a very large area across portions of the northwestern United States where we are expecting highly above average temperatures, and then we also have a spot like that down in far southern portions of Florida, and then right here, actually, across parts of the Midwest, we are expecting extremely below average temperatures, so they're going to get a little break before they're thrown right into the oven in mid-June or late June. Maybe even it'll take until July, possibly, until that happens with this, I don't want to call it an Arctic dome, but this cold blast for sure. And we could actually see some severe weather here in the Midwest next week. Right now, obviously, our pattern's kind of centered around areas in the Great Plains, but it would not surprise me if that were to shift over to the Midwest soon in the Great Lakes area, as our trough that's digging down, causing all this severe weather, shifts off to the east. So the time is now 3 p.m. If you're just now joining us here on this June 1st, 2024, we are covering severe weather in the DFW Metroplex here. We're also waiting for an unfolding severe weather event to really get going here in the Central Plains. We're also breaking down some of the excessive heat that's sweeping through the country right now. So if you have any questions about your location and the weather going on there over the next several days, feel free to ask them. I'll try to answer them accurately and honestly. Just feel free to answer or ask them down in the chat below. Summer starts 3 days before you fly into Las Vegas. Yeah, that's going to be brutal. It's already 100 degrees there, literally. Heat index values are about 108 to 113 degrees in some spots. Actually, those aren't even heat indexes. Those are the actual temperatures. Death Valley is already close to 118. I'm calling it. Death Valley is going to break a record temperature this year. If you're not aware, Death Valley is the second hottest place in the entire planet. And the hottest place in the entirety of North America. And they are notorious for getting to about 130 degrees every summer recently. And they're definitely going to keep that streak. I actually think they're going to get to break a record for the United States hottest temperature record, which again is held out there in Death Valley right now. So anyway, back over here to our storm, very close to Rosser right now. Again, this is continuing to produce damaging winds and large to very large hail of 60 miles per hour and half dollar size, respectively. I've been to Vegas in 113 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, I mean, it's close to that right now. It's really getting there. Some of our storms in Colorado, again, are relatively strong right now, but I'm not expecting them to go severe until they really... And there we go. There's our severe thunderstorm watch. So, a brand new severe thunderstorm watch has been issued for portions of Colorado, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and New Mexico here. This is, once again, brand spanking new. Came out 2 minutes ago, and it just popped up on Radar Omega. Again, this is for portions of eastern Colorado, for portions of the Oklahoma Panhandle, the Texas Panhandle, and northeastern New Mexico here. Not for West Kansas. I was wrong about that. But the threat of tornadoes with this is low. The threat for strong tornadoes with this is low. But the damaging wind threat's moderate. The destructive wind threat is moderate. The large hail threat is moderate. And the very large hail threat is moderate. If we look at the specific threats, scattered large hail and isolated very large hail events to 2 inches in diameter likely. That's lime-sized hail. Scattered damaging winds with likely with isolated significant gusts to 75 miles per hour possible. Again, this is a brand spanking new severe thunderstorm watch from the people over at the SPC in Norman, Oklahoma. Is it supposed to heat up across the Tennessee Valley? Not right now, actually. In the near future, the Tennessee Valley is going to be a little bit below average. It's still going to be pretty warm just because it's, kind of getting into summertime even. But overall, it's not going to be terrible. Nothing you haven't seen before out there in the Tennessee Valley. You hope it doesn't rain when you fly out of Houston. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, I'm expecting actually the pattern to change here over the next few weeks to bring severe weather more to the Midwest. So I think Houston's probably going to be good for the next several weeks. Again, for the next few days, we're going to be live here across portions of the plains. Today we are, tomorrow we are. On Monday, we're going to be here live for parts of the plains. On Tuesday, we're going to be live for parts of the plains. But on Wednesday, I think that's around where the pattern's going to shift over to the Ohio River Valley. It gets really cold near your home. Well, I mean, it's June, so it's not going to be like freezing cold. I'm just saying it's going to be nice out. Let me pull it up again here. Yeah, see out here in the Tennessee Valley, it's not like you're gonna, face a polar vortex or something, but it's gonna be cooler than normal for this time of year out there in the Tennessee Valley. Hey, friend, you back on it again today? Thank you. Yeah, if you're not aware, we do this every day here. Whenever there is severe weather, we're always here covering it. I will say, unfortunately, guys, I have bad news. Next weekend, I'm going to be out of town, and I will not be able to cover live severe weather next weekend. I'm going to try and pre-record some videos to upload, but that also means I'm probably not going to be able to do weather forecasts because that kind of data becomes outdated very quickly. I know a lot of people that watch my channel aren't really quite as interested in some of this stuff as they are the other stuff, but I'm probably going to have to do some Pokemon videos, some Minecraft videos. Those are the only things that I can really pre-record and have them still be accurate whenever they release. But yeah, every day up until next weekend we're going to be live. Yeah, we got a party of Texans in the chat. I mean, Texas is going to have that threat again for some severe weather today, especially in portions of the northeast Texas Panhandle, areas like Perryton, Canadian, Higgins, Spearman, Grover. You guys are all going to be under the gun for a 3 out of 5 enhanced risk of severe weather today. The slight risk goes everywhere across Texas from Houston back up towards Lubbock and Amarillo even, so we'll watch that, and again, the marginal risk is for pretty much the entire state except for a small section of far southern Texas and far western Texas and then northeast Texas. I hope all is well, thank you. No problemo. Got quite a bit of shower and thunderstorm activity out here in the Ohio Valley today. In fact, it's been raining pretty hard in my neck of the woods today. I'm going to give you guys a live look from the weather house. So, just a second, I'm trying to pull that up there. There you go. This is a live look from the weather house. See it raining, but right now it's pretty still overall, but it just rained pretty long. It's been raining all morning and all afternoon. So, that's what's been going on here today. You have family in Omaha? Anything happening there the next few days there? I mean, today's going to be relatively showery for Omaha, most likely. But tomorrow is where the severe weather threat really kicks in for Omaha. 2 out of 5, slight risk of severe weather tomorrow. Don't be scared. Be prepared. Prepared. Again, that's a 2 out of 5 risk tomorrow for Omaha. And then on Monday, it's just a general, showery day once again, most likely. Pretty typical for the Great Plains at this time of year. We do have storm chasers Vince Welty and Corey Gherkin out there today in parts of northeastern Colorado. For this severe weather event. They're in that severe thunderstorm watch right now in the Sterling areas where Vince Welty is. Actually, sorry, I'm stupid. That's not Corey Gherkin. That's Willard Sharp. Sorry, I'm dumb. Willard Sharp's out in Holyoke. Holyoke, however you pronounce that. I do think Corey Gherkin is coming on later, though. I know Brad Arnold's on vacation, but he's coming back soon. I know he just had a kid recently, so... That's why he's not been out there the past few days chasing. So again, big time severe thunderstorm rolling through eastern Texas right now to the south of Terrell, off to the southeast of Dallas-Fort Worth. Near Gun Barrel City, areas to the south of Kemp, the southern side of Kemp, areas like Stubbs, Tulasa, Peeltown, Lively, Cottonwood, Grays Prairie, Sticks, Harmony, 7 Points, and Montfort are in the path of this severe thunderstorm. And they did discontinue the severe thunderstorm watch for the Houston area, like I said they might earlier. You've experienced storms in the desert parts of California where some of your family lives. Yeah, I mean, storms, they're not impossible out there, but they're rare. By the way, guys, unfortunately, this is going to be our only stream here today. I'm not going to be able to go live for the rest of the night after this stream's over, so... I'm probably going to miss most of the severe weather threat out here on live stream, but if there are any serious, major things going on, I'll just post a quick video about it. That was a really bad voice crack. Video about it. By the way, I didn't even notice this because it got issued at the same time as our severe thunderstorm watch, but we have a new mesoscale discussion for portions of northeastern Texas for our supercells that we're watching right now. Some severe threat may continue through the late afternoon. There's a 40% chance of a severe thunderstorm watch being issued in this area between now and 4:30 p.m. for areas like Longview, Tyler, Canton, Corsicana, Fairfield, and Palestine, Texas. Again, that's a 40% chance. It's possible, but it's not likely. Hello, Tornado Edit Gaming. I know we do have a bunch of viewers just now tuning in, but unfortunately we're going to have to end off the live stream here, you guys, while we don't really have any ongoing tornado warnings or anything even close to being a tornado warned storm. We're going to end off the live stream here again, guys. Unfortunately, I will not be able to go live again later today. Sorry about that. I'm going to miss most of the severe threat on stream, but again, if anything super major happens, we will be here back making a video on it. Just a very brief video, so stay tuned into the channel. Thank you all for watching once again, and I will see you in the next one. Stay safe.